How early humans first got to the Americas has long been debated by scientists. The conventional story goes that the earliest settlers came via Siberia, crossing the now-defunct Bering Land Bridge on foot and trekking through Canada. However, some scientists believe the first Americans may have taken a coastal route along Alaska's Pacific border to enter the continent. Now, a new study has come up with some of the first geological evidence to support this theory. By analyzing boulders and bedrock, researchers say they have direct evidence that part of a coastal migration route was ice-free and accessible to humans 17,000 years ago. The area was also home to food sources such as ancient ringed seal that could support human life at the time that early settlers may have been passing through, the study found. Researchers aren't saying humans definitely traveled along this coastal route, but claim conditions would have been right for them to do so 17,000 years ago. Our study provides some of the first geologic evidence that a coastal migration route was available for early humans as they colonized the New World, said University at Buffalo geology PhD candidate Alia Lesnick, the study's first author. There was a coastal route available, and the appearance of this newly ice-free terrain may have spurred early humans to migrate southward. The findings, published in the journal Science Advances, suggest that Alaska's southern coast route into the Americas is viable. We are not definitively saying they took the coastal route, Ms. Lesnick told New York Times. We have some of the first direct evidence that was something that could be done, she said. Researchers had previously found bones of an ancient ringed seal in a nearby cave that were about 17,000 years old. This indicates that the region was ecologically vibrant soon after the ice retreated, with resources including food becoming available. Our research contributes to the debate about how humans came to the Americas, said lead scientist Jason Briner, Ph.D., professor of geology in University at Buffalo's College of Arts and Sciences. It's potentially adding to what we know about our ancestry and how we colonized our planet, he said. Scientists traveled to 4 islands within Alexander Archipelago that lie about 200 miles south of Juneau. To pinpoint when the ice receded from the region, the team collected bits of rock from the surfaces of boulders and bedrock. Later, they ran tests to figure out how long the samples, and thus the islands as a whole, had been free of ice. They used a method called surface exposure dating. When land is covered by a glacier, the bedrock in the area is hidden under ice. As soon as the ice disappears, however, the bedrock is exposed to cosmic radiation from space, causing it to accumulate certain chemicals on their surface. The longer the surface has been exposed, the more of these chemicals you get, said Ms. Lesnick. By testing for these chemicals, we were able to determine when our rock surfaces were exposed, which tells us when the ice retreated, she said. Researchers use this method on huge boulders called erratics. These are big rocks that are plucked from the earth and carried to new locations by glaciers, which actually consist of moving ice, said Ms. Lesnick. When glaciers melt and disappear from a specific region, they leave these erratics behind, and surface exposure dating can tell us when the ice retreated. For the region that was studied, this happened roughly 17,000 years ago. In recent years, evidence has mounted against the conventional thinking that humans populated North America by taking an inland route through Canada. To do so, they would have needed to walk through a narrow, ice-free ribbon of terrain that appeared when 2 major ice sheets started to separate. But recent research suggests that while this path may have opened up more than 14,000 years ago, it did not develop enough biological diversity to support human life until about 13,000 years ago. That clashes with archaeological findings that suggest humans were already living in Chile about 15,000 years ago or more, and in Florida 14,500 years ago. The coastal migration theory provides an alternative narrative, and the new study may mark a step toward solving the mystery of how humans came to the Americas. Where we looked at it, the coastal route was not only open, it opened at just the right time, said Dr. Charlotte Lindqvist, an associate professor of biological sciences at University at Buffalo. The timing coincides almost exactly with the time in human history that the migration into the Americas is thought to have occurred, she said.